Hello. So, where's my little thingy? My little triangle thing. Where is she? There she is. I have like a million of these. I don't know why I always insist on using the same one. So we're gonna get some powder and then we're just gonna set the forehead in this. I think the reason that this works, and by the way, if it shows up, don't mind because it's literally translucent, meaning clear powder. Same thing. I think the reason that this works is that the setting spray locks it in, and then you're creating this layer of powder, this very fine layer of powder on the surface of your skin. So when the oil comes out of your pores, girl, by the way, I'm gonna just dust this a little bit with this because I applied the powder a little thick. You're creating a layer of oil that sits on your pores, sits on the surface of your skin, and as your pores naturally secrete oil throughout the day, the powder is already there, ready to go, and can absorb it and keep your face looking fresh and looking fine and fresh all day long, bestie. My channel's for the girlies. Hope that helps. Sorry, someone just in the chat being like, I don't understand why someone's doing their makeup. I'm here for the girlies. I'm here for the girlies. I'm here to help the girls. Like, I can't stop anyone from watching my channel, but like, my channel's for the girls. You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of like going to a donut store and being like, I hate donuts. It's like, do you know where you are? Do you know where you are, babe? You at the donut store, looking a little crazy, complaining about donuts when you went to the donut store. But oh, I didn't explain what I'm doing. This is that e.l.f. powder foundation again, the dark one. And then I just take it about this far down my forehead. And then I guess I will dust off my nose like this. And then the worst part about doing like makeup tutorials is like the first part of the video that y'all see is like the last thing that I'm doing, because like I usually film my intros in full makeup. By the way, this is the Heartbreakers highlighter. Put some on my finger, and then we're just gonna make a little a little what was that? That wasn't attractive. Exclamation point. And that's the nose. Okay. Hair. Anyways, so this is the face. Now we're gonna go to hair. Maybe I should zoom you out. Hello. Okay, now y'all are back in like somewhat normal vision, you know? So now I'm just gonna start sectioning off my hair and spraying it with heat protectant and then straightening it. I might just like kind of speed past this in long form because it's kind of boring, but like if you want to see like what I was talking about when I was actually doing this in real time, go watch my live. The live will definitely be like linked either in the description or the comments. Oh my gosh, look how dark my hair is under here. I really want to add more blonde in my hair. Okay. Garnier Fructis Flat Iron Protector. So, okay, here's a quick fact about heat protectors. So, I've been finding myself like getting more and more into hair lately. I've never really been a hair girl. I've always been a makeup girly. But lately I've been getting into hair. Like, I've really never given a rip about my hair. Like, people are like, oh, your hair, your hair, your hair this, your hair that. But like, I don't know, I'll throw it up in bun or something. I only care what my face looks like, you know what I mean, girl? But I've been getting more into it lately, you know what I mean? Because hair is like part of the whole package. But anyways, here's something about heat protectant that I learned recently. If the heat protectant is like it makes the hair wet, this is not wet, it's old. Let me make sure. Yeah. See, this one can be immediately, so it's a spray mist evenly on dry hair and immediately flat iron. See, it's like, it's an old. It's not a, like, I don't know. Maybe I'm totally tripping, but I think it's an old. It says you can put it right on. But if you notice, other heat protectors say, like, put on the hair and then, like, blow it dry. You know what I mean? So a lot of the heat protectors that are sold at the drugstore and at Walmart are only meant for, okay, well, I hope I'm not frying my hair, but y'all are witnesses if I do. Sorry, I swear that I'm getting to the point. The majority of heat protectants that you see at the drugstore or at Walmart are only meant for wet hair, meaning you can only use hot air on them. You can't use an iron or a curling iron. You can use a Dyson Airwrap or like a blow dryer, you know what I mean, girl? But you can't use a iron, like a flat iron, because it'll fry your hair. Because what you're doing when you apply those, like they come in like lotions or sprays, you're frying your hair, because you should never straighten wet hair, you know what I mean? And those products are water based, so like they fry your hair, you know what I mean, girl? So that's really important to know. So to properly protect your hair with one of those, you would have to put it on after your shower, blow it dry, and then later flat iron it or curl it or whatever you're gonna do. I have heard some people say that it, even though your hair is protected, if you have like that heat protectant in it from blowing it dry, it's wise to also use a secondary heat protectant. So like blow it dry with the hair lotion in it or whatever, and then use a oil based or a spray heat protectant that is meant for dry hair for when you're straightening it, if that makes sense. Ew, I'm not liking this stuff. I've never used this stuff before. This is actually my mom's. But the only reason why I'm using it is because I was lazy last night and I was so tired, and I was like, I was so tired last night. I was like, because I meant to fully like blow dry my hair and everything last night because I washed it, but then I was like, there ain't no way. Like I'm gonna have to get like a one of those dry heat protector sprays and like do it tomorrow, because there just ain't no way, you know? Okay, so basically I'm just like taking little strands of hair. I try to do thin sections and then I'm just like straightening it, okay? But I'm gonna go ahead and straighten my hair and I'll be back in a second. Okay, hi again. I'm still straightening my hair, but I had a random unpopular opinion like come up when I was live, and I'm still live right now, but I wanted to also let my long form girlies hear it. So here's one of my unpopular opinions. Just like I was saying earlier about the deodorant, you know what I mean? Like we can talk about a lot of things on here that like you can't really talk about in regular life, you know what I mean? So here's one of those things. I have an unpopular opinion about hair. Some of you are not gonna like what I'm gonna say, but in my opinion, this is the thing that I said about deodorant. I'm sorry, that's a fact. That's not an opinion, that's fact. But the thing that I'm gonna say about hair is an opinion. It's just how my eye kind of sees stuff. So take it with a grain of salt. Okay, here it goes. I think hair, it's harder to make hair hair is more easily too long than it is too short. So you have a higher, I think you have a higher probability of like downgrading yourself or like something holding you back from like your full potential by having hair that's too long rather than having hair that's too short. Like, can everybody rock a pixie cut? No. Can everybody rock a bob? No. But I feel like long hair that's long and unkempt and messy looks worse than having a bob that's neat, or even like shoulder length hair. Like, you know what I mean? Like, not like, I don't know. It takes a special your hair has to be the right way, and you have to have the right routine to have hair that's super long, you know? And you have to like have an eye and like know when it's too long, you know what I mean? Because I used to have hair all the way down my back, all the way down to my butt, and I wore it like that. And I remember one day I was at Hollister with my friend on Black Friday, and I remember trying on clothes, and I looked in the mirror, and I was like, my hair's too long. Oh my God, like, what have I been thinking? I literally had an awakening. I wish I had a picture to show you. But like, I was like, this doesn't look good. It looks scraggly, it looks stringy, it looks a mess. And my hair was healthy. It wasn't like I had dead ends, or like, it was healthy, you know? But it was just like pulling my whole face down, like my whole like the hair was too long. And I don't see anybody else talking about this, but y'all know that I'm always here for the girlies. I'm always gonna help the girlies. I'm always gonna help you level up. And like, this is potentially in your way from leveling up, you know what I mean? And I finally got to the point that like, I cut my hair. Like I cut it. I mean, it was a shock. I mean, I personally loved it because I had more volume, but other people were kind of shocked. But I cut it maybe like up here, which is considered long to some people, but was short to me because I literally had it on my butt. But anyways, I was saying, I've been on here for so long, I'm losing my train of thought. What the heck am I saying? Let me find my thoughts again. Oh, I realized that though, because I had so much hair and it was so long, in order for me to style my hair and actually wear it down so you could actually see how beautiful and long it was, which it wasn't that beautiful, it was a mess. It took so much effort and so much work that it was just unmanageable, and I ended up throwing it up in a bun all the time anyways. So if you're just gonna throw your hair up in a bun all the time anyways, since it's so overwhelmingly a lot to even style it, why even have the long hair? You know what I mean? Like, that was my thinking, and I was right. I was right. So sometimes the shorter haircut is the glow up that you need, girl. Like, I'm not saying like go crazy and buzz your hair off. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying do something crazy that you think you might hate just because I said no. But I'm saying maybe try an inch or two. Maybe try 3 inches off. You know what I mean? Like, you might be surprised. But I think that it's more likely that your hair looks like a giant mess, and it makes your over, you remember what I said earlier about having little tweaks? This is one of those little tweaks. It's small, but it can make a big difference. You know, all these little things like the fake tan, the eye makeup, the eyelashes, the lip look, the you know what I mean, the hair, like it all comes together into one final product. You know what I mean? All these little tweaks come together as your whole look. You know what I mean? And this is one of those things. But I think that you're more in danger of downgrading yourself by having hair that's too long than having hair that's too short. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like, having hair that's manageable and in control and clean looking is a bigger flex than having hair that's all the way down to your butt. You know what I mean? Because that's a lot of upkeep, and you know what I mean? Like, now that I said it, you're gonna notice it. You're gonna notice it on the internet, you're gonna notice it in person. And you're gonna be like, huh. Like, I feel like society programs us to think that like the long hair is everything. And you can never have hair that's too long, but that's not true. Like, your hair can be too long. It could be getting in your way. You know what I mean? So it's important to like be honest with yourself, and also like have people around you that are honest with you. I hope that made sense. Okay, I'm gonna keep straightening and then I'll be back at the end. Hi. Okay, I know I just was here one layer ago, but I had something else I want to say. So, y'all know that I had a Zoom for my church tonight, and a really cool like nugget of wisdom was dropped, and I wanted to share. I was telling the live girlies about it, so I wanted to share it with you girls as well. So, my pastor said that, let me read it from my notes so that way I don't get it wrong. it's okay to be busy, but hurriedness is what drains the soul. Like, I was here thinking that it was like, I'm too busy, you know what I mean? I'm too busy and that's what burns me out and like drains my energy, but like, maybe not, you know what I mean? Like, maybe it's just that like hurrying to things over and over again. Like, maybe like I can have a full day or a packed schedule, but like allowing myself enough time to get ready, like allowing myself enough time to eat, you know what I mean? Like allowing, you know what I mean? And like, I can have a jam-packed day, but be able to move through it, like move through it more like with ease, you know what I mean? Like, maybe over time I'll become less tired from that. I don't know. Kind of off topic for this video, but I wanted to share. Okay, bye. I'm gonna keep straightening. All right, girl, this is the final look. I did just finish straightening my hair and I did bump my ends. You know me, I love me a good bumped, and if you want to see how I straighten my hair, make sure you check out my corresponding live stream that will be linked below for you. Maybe I'll pin it in the comments, I don't know. But anyways, this is the jewelry, these are the nails. They are baby boomer slash ombre with chrome on them. And then of course, this is the makeup, this is the beat. But anyways, girl, thank you for so much. I'm so tired. Thank you girls so much for joining me for another makeup look today. I hope you learned something today that would help you. Make sure you girlies follow me on Snap. I literally post all day, every day. I love you so much, and I will see you girlies in my next video. Bye.